That's a really scary number. I did a count of them once, and I stopped somewhere around 90 or 100. I don't... In my entire life. Well...
I've owned 2, and one of them Bobbo gave me.
I actually own 1. It's on this state.
Okay, in my defense, a lot of those guitars, like, I had one guitar and I got rid of it to get this one, and then that one was... So there was a lot of... it doesn't matter. I'm currently in the mid-20s of something. Probably Glad. Glad, and it's a song written by a friend of ours, Tracy Huffman, and it just speaks volumes to me in very few words. I wish I could have written it. Billerica? Tell you about Billerica? Billerica is the kind of place where there's a strip bar, but they don't have a liquor license, and so it's 18 plus. It's a juice bar, and you can't make that shit up. They lost their liquor license because of their connection to Whitey Bulger in the news recently, and our local gangster is a Irish guy named Blackie, which Billerica has, I think, 8 Chinese food restaurants, 7 or 8 Dunkin' Donuts, population of about 38,000 people, which about 33,000 of them I am related to. There was Amy Carter. Had a crush on Amy Carter for a long time. But you know, that's because I just thought she had connections. I don't so much hate carrying anything as much as I hate making a second trip. I think you should be able to carry everything in one trip. That's why when I get groceries I can get all the bags at once. You know? But I never want to make a second trip. That's what's going to say on my epitaph. He didn't want to make a second trip. The phone books was pretty good. Phone books, typically our apartment complex gets phone books delivered to the front and back doors. I don't know why, but they seem to not be able to figure out the fact that front door and the back door of the same apartment are the same place. So once when my name is Matt and Josh were away, I went and put a notice up in the laundry room saying, if you have any extra phone books, I could really use them for work. Just leave them outside my door. I live in A10. I, of course, live at A11. They live in A10. And when they came back that weekend, there was, I think, 62 phone books piled up outside their door. That one was pretty good. I like that one.
Have you ever put a for sale sign up in someone's yard?
I put a few people's houses up for sale over the years.
Most of career is in real estate.
Yeah. Friend Dark Angelo, I put his parents' house up for sale, and no, but I think his dad, when they came to the door asking how much he was asking, I think he never thought of it until that moment to sell his house. He was like, "Oh, how much you offering?" And so that was a pretty good practical joke. The best one that never happened though, is I was supposed to get a 5-foot Virgin Mary in the half shell. You know, you ever seen the Virgin Mary in the half shell? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I was supposed to have one of those that I was going to put on my Uncle Tommy's front lawn for Easter morning. And we were actually on our way to go get it at a house that they were getting rid of it. And the guy's wife's like, "No, you can't have it. No." She's a bitch anyway, but her name was Kara. I'm not going to edit that out. Okay, the first guitar I started playing with, I bought a red Jaguar. Not a Fender Jaguar. It was a red Jaguar. It had one humbucker and a whammy bar. It was a gigantic piece of shit. And I paid $129 for it. My parents thought that I spent too much money. But the first guitar that I actually really fell in love with was this one. And I made this one from parts. This guitar came off a 62 reissue Fender. This body was a Chandler. I typically kill pickups, but this is This is my number 1.
One. Ick.
Ick. So, it's worth more in pieces than it is altogether. But this is my number 1 guitar. Napoleon's 2-part plan is what I kind of live my life by. It's first we show up and we see what happens.
Well, that's a good plan. I mean, it worked for Napoleon.
No, it didn't. But maybe it'll work for me. But currently, I'm a huge fan of Chuck Klosterman. Everything by Chuck Klosterman I will read, and also I'm forgetting his name right now. He wrote Love is a Mixtape. That's a great one too. Nick Hornsby. Yeah, good stuff there.
Bobbo.
Rob Sheffield. That's his name. I don't think I've really ever had a bad hockey injury. I mean, I've had hockey injuries, but when I broke the tip of this finger here in a game, and I had my puck, somebody stepped in the back of my glove, and actually what's funny is people say, oh, can't imagine playing the Stanley Cup, he's playing with a broken rib, or he's breaking. I was playing a do-nothing beer league hockey game, and I broke my finger in the first period of the game. And I played 2 more pairs of the broken finger for no good reason at all, except for they didn't have another goalie. So, I broke a finger, I got a bunch of stitches in my face, and I've been knocked out a bunch of times, but none of that's bad. They only call it a concussion if they take you to the hospital. So by those standards, I don't think I've ever had a concussion. You won. I don't remember. Okay, I've only gone to the hospital 3 times because I've been knocked out. But there's been about 12 other times I've been knocked out. It's really because you had 2 actors on the top of their game, Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise. Kelly McGillis is acting as a heterosexual female, and Tom Cruise is acting as a heterosexual male. On that alone, they should have both gotten the Oscar. Poor Goose. If we had a tape that could actually play Gary's and Tracy's parts, I kind of don't need either one of them.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
No, that's a good answer.
And I think I already have a tape that does Geoff's parts.
That's a bad answer. We should go to the next question.
Look me in the eye. Tell me, am I satisfied? On the Obscurometer, Gary wins. I don't even know how to answer that.
I was going to
Yes?
go confidence is be like, yes, yeah, but you know, it's okay.
Look, a guy in a really nice camper wants us to sign. I'm signing, you're signing, we're all signing.
We're all signed.
Sorry.